City of Charleston, West Virginia. This is Inside West Virginia Politics with Mark Curtis. Inside West Virginia Politics is brought to you by AARP West Virginia, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State.
And good Sunday morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside West Virginia Politics. We have a real terrific program for you this week. I want to introduce one of the FCC commissioners. Federal Communications Commissioner Brandon Carr is here from Washington, D.C., along with our senator, one of our senators, Shelley Capito, Republican West Virginia, and my co-host Adrian Robbins is here. We're going to talk about a lot of issues, communications issues that affect West Virginia and our surrounding states, because they are critical needs here that we need to talk about. And let me start with you, Commissioner Carr. First, what brings you to West Virginia? What's on the agenda here? And I mean, you could go to all 50 states. Why West Virginia? Yeah, well, thanks for having me. The senator has been a great leader on broadband in Congress, and she oversees the committee where I work at the Federal Communications Commission, and we try to spend as much time outside of D.C. as we can to see firsthand what are the challenges, where are we succeeding getting broadband deployed, and where we need to keep up the work that we're doing to get more Americans connected.
Now, Senator Capito, obviously West Virginia is unique and we deal with unique issues. Right. What kind of issues do you want him to see while he's here in West Virginia?
Well, I think he's going to see firsthand, and thanks for coming, Commissioner, he's going to see firsthand the challenges of connectivity in some of our rural areas. We're going to go down to Boone Memorial and talk there about telehealth, but also on the way he's going to see his phone dropping and picking back up. Also, the challenges are really what the good part about eliminating this travel. If you could get good connectivity everywhere, you wouldn't have to worry about the transportation issues that we're going to be experiencing tomorrow, and other things that where the dollars that the FCC's put into expanding rural broadband to unserved and underserved areas, and we're going to ask for stories to hear so he can take them back to Washington. What sort of things are on the agenda now at the FCC in terms of rural broadband, not just for West Virginia? A lot of states are dealing with this very issue. What are you folks trying to do to help, and what kind of money you need to do it? That's right. Getting affordable, high-quality internet access really is table stakes in today's economy, whether it's finding a job, whether it's telehealth, whether it's education for your kids. And that's our big focus at the FCC, is closing the digital divide, making sure no matter what your zip code is, you have access to high quality, affordable internet, particularly with 5G, which is this next generation of wireless that's coming online. Big cities like New York and San Francisco are going to get 5G really regardless of what we do back in Washington. But one reason why we're here is to try to get a sense of what do we have to do to make sure that West Virginia is front and center when you talk about 5G and next generation connectivity. And it's not just about technology, it's also about educational opportunities, obviously, and economic development, things that West Virginia desperately needs. How can you help this state be able to have those opportunities? Well, you're right. Whether it's telehealth or education, over the last 2 years, we've really started turning the corner. The digital divide, the percentage of Americans that lack access to broadband, was narrowed 20% last year alone. Internet speeds are up 40%. So we're heading in the right direction with the policy we've been putting in place, and the Senator has introduced legislation that would further those trends we're seeing. Not everyone has the access they need, and that's part of why we're here, to see what challenges remain, but we're heading in the right direction. I want to paint some of that picture, because I've been in the audience with you, Senator Capito. I don't know how many times when you're talking about your Capito Connect program, about parents having to drive their kids to school at night or drive to the nearest McDonald's or Starbucks, wherever they might pick up an internet signal so the kids can do their homework because they don't have any internet access at home. Right. When you see school systems all over the state that are providing iPads for their students, particularly in the middle school area or even into the elementary school. Well, if your child is assigned something and comes to school the next day and couldn't do the assignment because they didn't have the service, they're behind. It's unfair. And so I think that while our school systems are working as hard as they can to get their technology within the building to where it needs to be, and even to have that child take that iPad home or other device home, if they can't connect, it's pretty useless for them, at least at that point in time. And then they are driving to the parking lots or to the library, and a lot of times those are long drives. So, Senator Capito, what legislatively can be done to help combat some of these issues? We know what the issues are. What can be done about them? Well, one of the things we're working on, and Commissioner Carr has been very helpful with this, is we want to make sure we have accurate maps. And without getting into the details, we want to make sure we know who's being served, who isn't, and at what level. Because you can say you have service, but if it's at such a diminished level, you can't stream, you can't research. It takes too long. You get kicked off. During peak hours, you're kicked off. This happens all over the state. So the mapping is critically important. But also, you know, if you look at your phone bill, we're putting money into a service fund that is to go to this exact point that we've been talking about, which is delivering broadband to the underserved and unserved areas of this country. And so that's one of the things that we worked with the Commission on, to make sure that we have accurate maps and that we're also deploying the resources, which are quite sizable, and he can tell you how much, every year, to make sure we're closing that divide.
Yeah, right now we're spending about $114 million a year to support broadband deployment throughout the Mountain State. And we're looking to add some more funding, and the Center has been helping to lead the way on that, because it's been doing pretty good work, but we have a distance to go to close the gap fully. So we're looking at some additional funding options that we can bring in.
I'm going to go back to this 5G issue because I don't want to get into a real technical discussion, but how much faster are the speeds? How much more reliable is it? And I suppose a lot of folks out there are going, well, you know, if they get it in New York and San Francisco, why aren't we getting it here in Charleston and elsewhere across West Virginia? How much of a game changer is that 5G?
Well, 5G is about 100 times faster than 4G today, and I think of it in 3 buckets. One is everything you can do on your smartphone today, you'll be able to do a lot faster, but that's really the least interesting of the buckets to think about 5G. A second one is home internet access. Right now, the only way to get high-speed internet access is with a fiber or wired connection in most cases. But with 5G, you can get wirelessly the same speed and quality that before you can only get with a wired connection. So we're talking about a lot more competition for home broadband. And the third is a whole new wave of innovation. So think connected cars, the Internet of Things, virtual reality, new telehealth applications. We have to upgrade our network to 5G to enable all of that.
Pretty cool stuff. I mean, it's amazing to think that this internet revolution is really but 20 years old, a little bit older than that for most folks. So it's pretty amazing, all the technology. We want to talk more about that technology, specifically as it relates to healthcare and the whole issue of telehealth and how it's interconnected with all this stuff. We're going to do that right after the break. Stay with us on Inside West Virginia Politics. We have Commissioner Carr from the FCC and Senator Shelley Capito. Don't go away.